really simplistic about this, as I would choose to be probably, it relies on Bukayo Saka putting in a fantastic ball into the area that he wants to hit. And Gabriel getting a run and making that first contact.
Gabriel is obviously... So what if you let's just try and get an understanding of Fulham's setup. Now, what they've tried to do is, you can see Gabriel here, number 6. They've got Sessegnon and Harry Wilson as what you would call blockers. It's probably the worst job you've got. It's an absolute nightmare because it's a complete mismatch. You've got a heavyweight against 2 lightweights in boxing. They cannot stop him. Although in theory you're saying, and you might do all the set pieces you can, block him as much as you can, stop him with all your will.
You can't hold him now.
Impossible. You know, we saw a penalty today, which people will probably see more later on Sky Sports app, in the Crystal Palace Bournemouth game, where someone gets caught for holding. You're just trying to slow him up. But how do you stop a 6'4" man mountain who wants to attack the ball?
There? Could you not actually stand together and create some sort of barrier
through you? Yes, you can, but he will run through you. And he has got, as much as his delivery is good, and as much as you've got a great set-piece coach, he is unbelievable at attacking the ball. One of the best in world football, isn't he, Steve?
Yeah, he is. And I think, and what sums that up literally is that Fulham have done, they've sacrificed 2 on 1. I mean, I think, just at your picture, Declan Rice is free on the edge of the box. So if anything goes over, they're willing to let that go over. But what you'll see when this ball comes in is you'll see a player that has got one thought in his mind, more so than all of these Fulham players, is that I am going to get my head on this ball. I am going to get first contact. Now, I agree. I agree. I still think Sessegnon or Harry Wilson can slow him down, get more body contact, but you're talking about a distance from there to there without...
I hear you. I just think it's impossible. Just watch as it comes in. Look, he just wants it. He's hungry. He's starving to get on the end of this ball. Look, and he just runs and get out of the way. And then he's got a run, and everybody else is doing a standing start. And then the smallest player on the pitch then wins it. Now, I'm going to just highlight a bit here as well, because hopefully, can you see there's the goal scorer there. He's just nipped in between. He's the furthest Arsenal player. You've got Jimenez, who's the back player. He was brilliant from a defensive perspective for his team today, but I can't quite understand what he's doing in this situation. He's the wrong side of the furthest player, and he gets caught massively here. But the delivery comes in, it's perfect, the header, and then Trossard really improvises great.
This is a great view, Jamie, of showing this scrap here.
Yeah, and the other one I want to highlight is here, number 15, Cuenca. Because what Cuenca does, because he feels that he can win this ball as it comes in, but because Gabriel gets the header, keep your eye on Jimenez as well. I'm not sure you do 2 or 3 things at once here, but Jimenez gets caught the wrong side of Trossard. Poor piece of play, but Cuenca if he stays where he is there, he heads this away, but he doesn't. He gets enticed into trying to win it. Watch him, number 15. He makes a little run, right at the last second. Look, gets underneath it, and then Trossard at the back post. Jimenez is too late, but delivery is absolutely spot on. You watch Cuenca here. There he is. Look at him. He wants to head it, but he misses it, and then really clever finish. Do not underestimate how good that finish is.
Sorry, just quickly. Can I go?
Very quickly.
It's where Fulham really know exactly what Arsenal are going to do. They're going to drag everyone to the front post, and they just don't deal with it.
Yeah.
Robbie, not pretty maybe, as the chap said in commentary, but they sure are effective.
They are effective. I thought they were better in the second half in terms of their general play. Arsenal were not at their creative best by any stretch today. There's missing some players, Madueke being out and Kai Havertz being out, a couple of others that might add in that regard. But it pays to be good at set pieces, and we talk about it so much. Arsenal is so strong at set pieces, and also when they've got a narrow lead, 1-0, they're so good defensively, so strong. They gave up no shots on target from Fulham in this game, so that's the reason why they won the game.
Robbie, it's really interesting, this set pieces thing, because they're almost made to feel a bit ashamed that they're so good at set pieces. Just in the wider football world, it's almost looked down upon. Why? They're top of the league.
It is, and on the day when we saw Manchester City play earlier today, Bax, and they weren't great against Everton, they've got Erling Haaland. Arsenal have got the corner kick routine, and any time a corner kick comes into that box, and the delivery was perfect from Saka, there's a chance of him scoring goal. It's not like they've just got one routine. They have different ways with different players doing different things, and it causes a problem. And to be honest, if that's what wins you a Premier League title, accept it and have some more of it. And What I think on a day like today is when Liverpool have won titles and when Man City have won titles, they haven't played particularly well and win. We say it's a good victory. That's what champions do. Well, today it was a good victory for Arsenal. A clean sheet, they got the goal. And I read somewhere it's the 10th Premier League goal scorer now for Arsenal in the league. So maybe Gyökeres hasn't got as many as you like, but they're spreading them out across the team and they're getting the job done.
A hard-fought win. How proud are you when the team gets wins like this, like tonight?
Yes, very good. Really tough place to come. Really good sign. We knew that. We experienced it in the last few years. I think we've done a lot to win the game. We put a lot into it, and we had some difficulties, some giveaways in the first half and certain transitions. I think we overcome that and became much more dominant through the game. And it was against like a really good organized team, insisting, being like a hammer in a reaction. And at the end, through that and insisting, we find a way to score the goal.
Yeah, you mentioned the giveaways in the first half. There was some really good defending from them as well. They were very compact. But what do you feel it was difficult, took you time to really get going that first half?
Well, the simplicity in certain aspects with the ball, especially that we give the ball away and allow certain transitions. Then we have to change a little bit the structure as well to facilitate certain things for us, and that gives us more fluidity as well, and then it takes time as well. Against that block, the longer it goes with a 0-0, not even if they score a goal, because they've been together for many years and they know how to adapt that. But we created some big chances as well, and we scored a few more goals. So overall, very happy.
And with Trossard scoring, how much do you feel like he's benefiting from Martinelli scoring when he has the chances and the other way around? Because the team's obviously benefiting from it.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of goal scorer already very early in the season, which is great, spreading the goals and not just relying on a player to do the job. That's a big strength of us, another clean sheet, which is really good to see. So very happy.
One of the bless you, Mikel. Bless you. Yes, don't worry. A lot of talk around Trossard and Martinelli because they've both been delivering. They call it a good problem for the manager. How's it been for you this season? Because you've never had so many options. How's it been for you to manage the players that want more time?
A joy. To be better as a team and to have players with that mindset, state of play, and you put two examples. I can name so many. Christian, you ask him to play the last 5 minutes, and he plays the best 5 minutes that he can play, and that's what we need. And very happy with that.
How did you feel about the penalty shout?
Well, the only thing I was saying, is it clear and obvious if it takes that long? That's the only thing. I just been told that it wasn't a penalty, so that's it. They made the right call. It's just I was a bit surprised with how long the process took, but they explained the reason why. So let's move on.
Fulham, before that, West Ham, Newcastle. Before the match, we were talking about these important wins against so-called bogey teams. What does it say about the process, the maturing process of this team?
Yeah, and learning from that side. At the end, you have to put it, and winning or drawing a game, sometimes it goes through very small details that today we managed better than we did a year ago, but we need to continue. It's very early.
Yeah, it's very early, and finally, still October, but the fans were obviously exciting, chanting, we're top of the league. This very time last year, you guys dropped some important points between October and November, so how important is it, even if it's still October, to hold on to that lead?
3 weeks ago, we went to Newcastle. If we lose in Newcastle, the Premier League is over. So that's the narrative, that's the demands in this league, so try your best and win as many football matches as you can. There's no secret to that.
Well done.
Welcome back to Premier League Live, where Arsenal have just beaten Fulham by 1-0 at Craven Cottage to send them back to the top of the Premier League. A narrow win, but it could have potentially been a slightly bigger win had they been given the penalty, Righty, that was originally given on field, but then VAR saw it overturned. Did you think that this was the correct decision?
You know what, Kels, the margins we're dealing with, and we're dealing in the minutiae of like fouls and touches. Then when you look at this, obviously right now it looks like, oh, that's a penalty straight off the bat. But then what we see is that we see him get a little touch on the ball. But what they should show is the contact on the knee first. And I'm talking about dealing with the margins. Now, there it is there, right? And then, you know, we're dealing with, like, when you look at this ball, look at the margins of where he's touched the ball, it's the same.
Yeah.
So how can it not be a penalty for the touch on the knee, but it can be... It can not be given for that minuscule touch on the ball. I'm confused with it now.
I guess the thing with this, though, is it a clear and obvious error as well?
Well, he's had to kick through Saka to get the ball because Saka is in full flow motion, and that knock on his knee, and however slight it is, knocks him off balance enough, and then he wins the ball. So I always thought if you kick through a player to get the ball, then it's a foul. So, but unfortunately, again,
I don't agree with the touch, how light the touch is, because that's what they're giving penalties for. Like, he's not giving that penalty for. Like, OK, he's touched his knee there, so that's a touch.
Yeah.
Right, that's thrown him off balance. And then look at the touch on the ball.
Yeah.
Can that touch, even the slightest of touch that we're seeing there, that will have thrown him off balance?
Well, the thing about it is, it's not even a case of that. It's as he touched the man before the ball, because Saka's gone over. And that's what we're talking about. People can say, well, is it enough of a touch? It's a touch. Just like it's not a penalty because of the minute touch he's had on the ball.
Yeah, I think as well with Saka as well in his body position, the way he's going away, his next touch is a shot. So obviously the contact knee to knee, however slight it is, knocks him off balance enough for him not to get the shot off. So it's one of them where I don't quite understand the rules, but if we're going by the margins we've seen in other games, that's a penalty.
So you're also saying that because of the position he was in, it would have been preferable to him to have stayed on his feet?
Of course it would, because his next one's a shot.
Yeah.
His next one's a shot on goal.
With his favoured left foot.
Yeah, but Arsenal didn't let it deter them, did they? I know you were getting a bit nervy at that point, Brighty, but they did kind of dig in.
Yeah, they did, and the reason why you're getting nervous is because last season, especially when Liverpool were dropping points, Arsenal weren't picking points up. And we saw when Liverpool dropped points the other week and Arsenal won the game. And that's what they've got to do this season. It's something they haven't done the last couple of seasons. They've been chasing, but when they've had the opportunity to put a marker down, they haven't done it. And I think that they've done it in the last few games, especially coming off of an international break. It's a game that they had to win. You know, they've got a run of games now where they have to try and